All right, it is time for the ACC GT Challenge Series here in ESR, Round 3, Silverstone. I believe I am in currently 21st, so I got dropped a spot. Waiting for the race to get started up here. All ready to go. Terrible problems with this server today. Don't at this time know what the deal was, despite being the admin, which is never a great sign. But it is what it is. We'll hopefully get to the bottom of that and not make this a recurring problem. But the server did crash twice. Hopefully it doesn't crash during the race. It was treating some people rather poorly in the last qualifying session we did as well. So I do have legitimate worries. We'll see if it keeps up. Honestly, fairly happy with qualifying. I was like maybe 3/10 off what I can really do, which is generally an unacceptable amount. But I was also doing a lot of administrative things, trying to sort some stuff out.
All right, fair deal. Ended up where I started at.
And as a result,
well, that was
I can't complain.
an eventful practice session or qualifying.
Ah, yeah. Woohoo!
We'll see what I can do. And I, admittedly, if I had gotten the 3/10 better, like I would be up at like what? 20th or 19th place.
Good luck, buddy.
So not a huge difference on the grid. I'm in
I think we're gonna need it.
bit of an area
good luck,
here.
server. We should say a few words, sacrifice something.
Who's going to be the noble sacrifice?
I'm a virgin.
Oh dear.
I'll be the sacrifice.
Silly people.
I volunteer as tribute.
Absolutely.
Just checking the server. There is some lag issues.
What gods do we sacrifice to?
But there is no particular problem.
Kunos gods?
I think the internet. Ping god.
The god of latency.
There you go.
Check your fuel and make sure that you pit preset is not at 30, but at 1.
Yeah. Double check your pits. Make sure that it's ready. Check your fuel. You don't want to have put up with all of this just to end up like out of fuel or something.
Come on, Rain.
Don't be that guy.
I need something.
What's up with Andy Long here? He says, oh, no problem. Done. Okay, good deal.
Yeah, he just needed to wait.
Nice, Max.
Prepping a wet pit stop just in case there is a reasonable chance of rain. So want that to be handy. I think something like 15%. Be light. Should be light if it does show up. But so I'm predicting a dry race here. But you never know. So we are doing that.
Oh god.
Where are my teammates today? John Peach at 25th
There's
place.
not a single car ahead of me I have any chance of passing.
Wayne Hutchison
Midfield.
Wayne is the back.
Oh, yeah.
Interesting. That's a
The
bit
problem
weird.
is there's a lot of people behind me I think that are probably going to pass me.
Are you the Ferrari in the midfield?
Oh, no.
All right, here we go. Per usual, looking at probably about a 30-minute pit stop. Don't know why Enzo is apologizing in all caps, but okay.
Is it a full lap?
Short lap.
Thank you.
Was in the race info.
I know. Just double checking.
Why are their cars passing other cars?
Yeah, what's going on here?
There are a
It's the
couple,
widget.
couple of cars did not start.
Something weird in front of me. What is going on?
Well, we're starting.
Cars going through other cars.
Fuck.
I lost all my starting spots, guys. The car wouldn't start. Sorry about that.
People all worried about the start. Don't really know why. I think at this point we know that the that it's a ghosted start, but I don't know. Maybe I have to remind everybody. Butler appears to have gotten moving, so that's good. Always want to fight him. I am not in 10th place, I can guarantee that much. We'll chop up a little bit early here. Let things set. 16th place, so moved up a couple spots. John Barker, my tail. James Butler ahead. Oh. That was a little bit early of a braking by Butler, I think.
Torpedo.
Just because Barker caught up to me a lot and then also got torpedoed, so I think that's a little bit of a brake check. Nothing illegal, but just something to remember next time I am there. Oh, somebody off. Finish, I think. Got Martin Hughes on my tail, who's got a little bit more pace than usual. Good for Martin. He struggled through yesterday's shakedown race at Chang in good humor with a KTM, which was never going to keep up with the cars he was up against. So we do, here on the Mio Nerd stream, or YouTube channel, wish him all the best on his luck in this race. Just not against me. Wesley Stokes up ahead, Xavier Eugeni, Xavier Castano Munoz. By the way, Castano Munoz in the AXRT team, generally not good performers today in qualifying, which has kind of been their thing, of course. They tend to go backwards in the race, actually, because of... Also, I'm just going to call it Porsche effect. Not that I think they shouldn't have picked Porsches, because they're both very talented drivers. I'm not going to tell them what to do, but we had a whole talk about it on the on Discord server when one of the lower down drivers, not to be rude, but an amateur, more like bronze-ish driver, was asking for setup advice for his Porsche to counter what just is a Porsche thing. And to be honest, that'll be in my... I'm going to do a ACC tutorial video again. This time, like, just kind of everything. So kind of like a rehash of all the ones I've done before, plus some other ideas and whatever. As I continue to try to make it like a one-stop shopping idea for the Wednesday series. Because, of course, they haven't been subject to all the Sunday spam. As we are pondering a move to ACC with that series. And it would be good to get them kind of on the same page. Douglas DeGroat behind me. And Max Simmons behind me. Martin Hughes has fallen back. Still doing pretty well for him in 18th place. I wouldn't sneeze at that. If I were him, or to be honest, if I were me. Because this 15th place right now, this is solid. Like, the guys up ahead of me, I mean, like, Butler and Eugeni are kind of like my high-end rivals. Butler will be faster than me here today. He's got a great ability at Silverstone somehow. Almost did a qualifying lap there, despite being full on fuel. Mind you, of course, my qualifying lap wasn't very good. I think that I could do a sub 2 minute, like a high 1:59 if I... Oh, really? Okay. I bow to the wisdom of the race director. Wouldn't have thought that was actually a track cut. Or at least not a track cut that I really gained any advantage off of, but it does no good to plead my case to an AI steward because they just look at the hard numbers and that's all. They aren't going to care. It's not like a human steward who's got soft heart and will accept appeals. So we'll have to watch that. I'm not honestly sure why I'm getting such a bad connection bar there. Everything's been fine. And I don't know. Although again, the server has admittedly been very weird in general with 2 crashes. So, you know, maybe everyone's kind of getting that kind of fluctuating bar, and I just don't really see it because it's not transmitting that data to me, perhaps. I don't know. If you're in this race, let me know if you guys were also having a fluctuating connection bar, because it has gone solid red a couple of times. I'm gonna reboot my internet just in case, to be honest, after this, but I don't know. It's not been behaving wrong, except when everything went down. Minute 4. So losing ground to Max Simmons, who's coming up behind me. Max is usually quite a bit faster than me, so this will be a case of him coming through the field, I think, more than anything else. I have, after all, moved up 6 spots, and I'm not entirely sure it was entirely overtaken. Bika What's back there, too. He's a fairly quick driver in that Lexus. I didn't see where he qualified, though, so it could be that our really rushed qualifying maybe screwed him over a little bit. Although I kind of doubt it. Because I was pretty much where I would normally be in this field. Which makes me think that there shouldn't have been too many people very out of place, anyways. At least not that out of place. That was a mistake. Got a little... I need to learn... So I learned recently something I actually thought that... actually, it's expected for a while. And that is the power bands on the Mercedes are a little bit non-standard.
Yeah, I hit that sausage. Slowed me down instantly.
That's not...
Hey, well, thanks for being a good racer there in the Vale. That was nice. That will get repaid.
Kind of want to tell Andrew to not overdo the comms there, but it's a nice sentiment. I think some people actually had muted their comms during qualifying because people are... I don't know. It's something that needs to be done. Like, I know that's kind of rich coming from me because I'm always talking, but, like, keep in mind, I'm talking to the well, you could call it the camera, I guess, but since there's no webcam, there's no camera. But I'm talking to the recording. Oh, Xavier went around there. I feel a little bit bad about overtaking Wesley there, but he was very much part of that the yellow flag. So I'm going to keep the spot. If he wants to appeal it, I guess or if he wants to report it, I guess he can. But I think that was fair. That would be the sort of thing I think I'd probably just send to another... in the event of a report, I'd probably send that to just another steward. Because I don't think I could be, like, remotely impartial on that. I could definitely, like, I could be self-introspective and, I mean, you've seen it on channel where I've gone, oh, that's really bad, and taken someone out, and, you know, if I would either, you know, in some cases self-report if it's bad enough. But I think, like, with a yellow flag there, like, there's not much to see on the replay there. It's, like, simply, like, does that count as Wesley being, like, in a yellow flag scenario? And did I have to let up way more than I did? That's, like, the only question. Oh, just a note. I am racing with the Pro, or the Overall, or Pro, or whatever number plate there, the white one. That is not earned. That's a server function. Mostly because, bizarrely through 2 rounds, despite the fact that I've not really personally thought of myself as doing overly well, I'm kind of holding a gold rating within the ESR community for this series, which is interesting. We'll see if this race helps or hurts that rating. I'm like just gold. Like I'm in that like could be gold, could be silver category. Haven't really worked out the categories myself, but what I'm basically doing is I'm looking at qualifying laps and average pace in the race, and then which is really annoying with ACC because Race App I don't think gets that from the. See, I'm surprised that that was considered a non-time gaining track cut, and the other one was. Like to me that was the bigger cut, but that's just me. Anyways, so that's been actually a fair amount of work, and I might just drop it to qualifying times. But we'll see. So based on the scheme I have now, which is very limited data, so working on that still, it would have me at a 1.02 driver rating. And everyone's at a 1 point something, so to give that kind of idea, 1.000 would be perfect. And with that 1.02, I am
Take it.
seemingly probably at gold, but we'll probably drop it at silver, I think. Better lap this time around. Although, I mean, I guess actually 201s are not too bad. Like, I qualified on a 2 minute, so 201s are not a bad thing. But I'd like to stick into the 2 minutes, because the 2 minutes, like, I got 2 minute low in qualifying, and it should be mentioned in practice with the full fuel. So I would like to at least be hanging around like a 2 minute 8 or something. For like an average pace. Not really looking to fight Wesley terribly hard, just because I think he's usually quite a bit quicker than me, and in the practice races we've been doing here, he's been doing quite well. And that Aston Martin he's driving is, I think, one of the best cars for this track. And I'm just basing that off of like looking at qualifying times in real life and so on. Although you never know how accurate the game got it, and of course in real life there is always, you know, who is driving the car, and that can make a difference. But I did notice that like at the Silverstone real life round in Blancpain Enduro Series, the Aston Martins, as a general rule, be they Garage 59 or E-Motorsports, all did quite well. Or Timo Mon. They did quite well for their established performance index. Didn't win or anything. The winner here was SMP Racing in a Ferrari, and there's not a lot of Ferraris here today, so. But we've established my thoughts on this field and their ability to choose cars that are actually strong. And again, 201. I'd like to be able to break that on a consistent basis here. And I think I definitely can, so it's a little frustrating I'm not. Oh, I hope you don't go for that, Wesley. That would not be good. I see you, and we probably could avoid contact or whatever. Also, I'm being shown behind Wesley, which is a bit weird. In position. It's a little mistake. I really should not shift up. Going back to the earlier gear thing, I should not be shifting up into 6th gear there. And every time I do, it's throwing me off. So we'll play a game. How many times I do that in the video? Put it down below in the comments, and if you're right, I don't know. You get to laugh at me? I guess. I don't know. I don't have enough people watching to be worth giving money prizes or whatever, but a little game for you if you want. And that's the section there that I think, in generally, I'm not very good at, and Wesley's eating me up there. And it is costing me time to James Butler, which is actually probably a bad thing, because Butler is... Although I think of him as a faster driver, the fact that he winds up in trouble a lot actually does mean that he's a championship rival. And we will have the option to pit in about 2 minutes, or three minutes and change, so about 2 laps. Oops, somebody off there. No, Glenn! Glenn was up front today. He was looking like he was finally going to get a great result. I feel legitimately bad. I mean, I'll probably watch the replay and realize he took himself out, but I feel bad. I feel legitimately bad about that. I can't keep up with him, not unless he has damage. I got a little off there. Got a bit of a gap now to Maxi. Wesley went off, maybe. He's got Simmons ahead of him. This hope for a sub 201 lap just is not happening for me. Glennon. Actually, we were saying Javi was the only... Javier Perez Torres, by the way, back on the grid. Shout out to Javi. We were saying he was the only Audi. I completely forgot about Glenn Price, who is, of course, here as an Audi player. Audi lost 1/4 of its contingent with the dropout of Demetrius Simeonitis, who is going to Greece, so will not be able to race for a little bit. And I think he said he was signing out altogether from this series, which is a bit weird because this series goes on a while longer, but maybe he just doesn't want to come back in like in the latter part and potentially ruin a championship battle or something. I don't know, maybe, whatever. Which, I mean, I wouldn't do. I've totally joined series like the last round and been like, fuck all you, I'm taking all the points I can. I'm a little worried about my tire pressures. I lowered them slightly because I thought in qualifying, went into 6th gear again. I thought in qualifying I actually was a little bit high on the pressures, and as a result dropped them, not a lot, but a little bit, and that might have been a mistake. I wouldn't say that I'm running particularly slower lap times or anything, but does make me think I need to correct that for my pit stop and return them to the previous tire pressures, maybe. I just thought that they would get a little bit, you know, tire pressures tend to creep up a little bit during the race, and that was a thing I was worried about. Of course, increasing your tire temperatures at the tire pressures at the pit stop is generally something I do, because the track usually gets a little bit cooler towards the end of the race. Okay, so pit window is open. No thoughts at this point. I'm undamaged. I am not being held up by anyone. I'm, you know, chasing around one of the fastest cars on the grid, actually. You know, I'm in nice free track. So to be honest, I'm going to run it probably about as long as I can. I'm also a little bit uncertain on how the fuel's going to work here today, so I'm a little worried about that. So as always, I'm trying to get to the, you know, like a 5 laps of fuel left apparently, so I won't make it much more than halfway, but if I can make it halfway. I'm starting to think I need to actually maybe boost up and stop doing these like half full starts. Not like go high or anything, but like add an extra like 5-10 liters or something, just to extend my range a little bit in the race. Because right now, of course, I have enough to usually get a little bit more than halfway through. And I think I have closer to 6 laps there than what it's saying, but still. Or I should say, like 5 laps after this one. Oh, guys off. That's James Butler and Joe Nolasco. The leader of Team Mercedes, I suppose. On a consistency basis, anyways. Or, wow. We're not a team because we're not doing a brand warfare, but, you know, the guys out here. Where'd Butler go? Did he rejoin way ahead of me? That'll annoy me a little bit. Anyways, oh, okay, Joe's gonna hit the pit stop. That's probably a smart move. This lap was not very good at all. 202s. We'll see if I can come back from that a little bit. Still no reason to really pit. Not being held up. Honestly, don't really know where my direct rivals are because, let's be honest here, it's not Glenn, it's not Max, it's not Xavier Castano, it's not Finn Hesh, it's not Xavier Eugeni. Yeah, I'm gonna have to up the pressure on the tires at the pit stop, I think. Francis Toledo up ahead. Relative newcomer, driving a Bentley. Looked like he had good qualifying pace, but looks like the race has not gone his way. Although he's had a pit stop, so that could honestly just be it. Douglas DeGroat in the pits as well. I think that's Douglas coming out, actually. Douglas would be one of my rivals, so he's nowhere. So that's good. His team Kessel Racing is actually the only team behind our DAKA ASP crew. So there is that. Up to 9th place now. This is I want to say the highest I've run in a official race. Might have gone. I was in the top 10 actually for a bit in Barcelona, I think. Looked like there was a car going off there, so now I'm worried about my internet connection. Or, more appropriately, the server. I'm gonna have to get to the bottom of that. Alright, so not panicking on the pit stop yet. It was doing this before it crashed before, so I am worried. Oh, shouldn't have shipped down there. So, cross your fingers. Ayrton's messaging me. I don't like that when the commentary team is messaging me. Suggests that there's a problem. I don't like that. Alright, here we go. Max Simmons has gotten past me. Still under yellows. I wonder if he overtook... Did he overtake me under yellow? I honestly don't care enough to look. But, I don't know, you can comment below. How are we doing on the fuel? We're doing okay. Probably finish this lap and the next. And then it's into the pit lane. Hopefully we get everything right. I actually just realized a little while ago, maybe in the last recording I published, is that you guys can't actually see the Discord overlay, so you can't see who's talking, which is a little bit disappointing. That being said, it means you also don't see private messages that pop up like the one that just did, which is probably a good thing. Oh, somebody's got a penalty up ahead. So hopefully that takes them out of any equation involving me. So this one lap is a 2:02. Not doing well on the lap times right now. So yeah. Next one will be the pit stop. Probably take on 60 liters. Just to be safe. Probably more than I need. Actually, might not even. Thinking about it now. We're not even at halfway. Well, no, halfway I'll still have some left, so I wouldn't have used 60. So 60 will be fine, I think. And, I am losing a bit of time, like, for just not per se huge mistakes. So the tires do appear to be slightly gone. Max Simmons, of course, always a long stretcher. But we'll get in the pits and see what we're really dealing with here, because it is not the top 10 spot that I am running in right now. There's Douglas DeGroat on fresher tires coming up behind me. He's a lap down from his pit stop. Yeah, 60 will do it. Any more would be overkill. As per usual, we're always asking for like that one lap of security fuel. Alright, here we go. Pit lane. Go. Alright. Pushing up the pressures a little bit. Dry tires. I started on dry tires too. That might be the problem. I used these tires. So I fucked up. Oh, man. Well, here's the embarrassment of being me. Come on. That was embarrassing. Ah, shit. There. That was bad. Alright, so that's going to cost us, obviously. How are we doing? We're 15th place behind Martin Hughes, but Martin hasn't pitted yet. Finn Ash overtook me. That's not a problem. Simi Niku's in the pits. He'll probably beat me out based on how bad that pit stop was. Castano Muniz. That's fine. So Vic Nash doing quite well. Kudos to Vic Nash. Let's get going. Who was that? That was Vic Nash. Somebody took out the pit stop sign. That's rude. Anyways. Come out behind Glenn Price in 21st position. So actually, not that bad. But embarrassing as fuck would be the answer to that question. How am I feeling right now? Not good. Embarrassed. That pit stop was garbage. Andy Long in the lead, but yet to pit. Xavier Jenny in second place, but also yet to pit. So a couple people running along. That's fine. Max Simmons, undoubtedly. We saw Martin Hughes was running long. So, in theory, I'll pick up a spot over Hughes. But that still puts me way back with a ridiculously bad pit stop. My God. I've been doing well in the pit stops lately. And to fail that hard... I mean, you're well within your rights to let me have it in the comments. But to be honest, no one's going to be harder on me than me on that. Because that is terrible. It's a terrible example from the admin. Let's see what we can do. Got time to make a comeback. Wesley's ahead of me. James Butler is not too far ahead of me as well. Actually, it's not really the guys I can see ahead of me, though, that I'm racing. It's my hope that there are some other people who haven't pitted. To be honest. Otherwise, my God, this is terrible. Okay, so Martin Hughes in the pits. That was one that I did know about. Wayne Hutchison in the pits. That was one I didn't know about. So that's 2 spots. Into... That should be 19th. There we go. It updated. I was looking at a top 15 performance earlier, though, so... To be in 19th right now is not the most reassuring thing. I mean, there are people still out here. There's 5 minutes left in the pit window. There's still some pit stops maybe to be done. But, it does feel like that pit stop has taken away a potentially good result here. And it's not terrible, don't get me wrong, but it is not good. And I can't blame a first lap incident like at Spa. or James Butler, like in Barcelona. This one's all the Mio's fault. Someone coming up behind me. That's Andy Long, who's still out there without a pit stop. Be nice to see Andy get a good result because he had a rough he's had a rough time this season. No show at Barcelona because he broke his steering wheel, and then had a really hard time at Spa-Francorchamps. Oh, this corner is going to be a little bit annoying now. Someone destroyed my freaking braking marker. No! I've been trying to find a braking marker that's not a sign for that corner, and it's just not been working out. Alright, so what's the lap time? There we go! 2:07. Actually caught up to Glenn Price a little bit there. And it pulled away from the race leader and picked up a spot, apparently. I'm now 18th place. Although, made a mistake there. So, Stokes, Butler, Price ahead of me. Not guys that I honestly think I can catch without a mistake. Now, it should be mentioned Wesley is the server, so with all the problems the server has had, I feel like putting pressure on Wesley with his internet maybe not being up to par today might help us out. Or help me out. I need to stop doing the we and us stuff. But anyways, help me out. And then Glenn has been a bit of a bad luck magnet, and Butler is... Butler? I feel like I'm bullying him on these recordings sometimes, but I've also said pretty much I think everything I've said here to his face, because I do believe that he could be a top-notch driver. He has like some great instincts and some great raw speed. He just needs to limit his mistakes. So after that last lap, I'm a little disappointed by doing a 2:01.7. Although it's nothing to do with the car. That was just a bad lap. Simeon's doing faster laps than me, so that's not comforting. Just because Simeon hasn't really found his way in ACC yet. So not a guy I want to be... Not a guy that it's a good sign I'm fighting with right now. On the bright side, I am more or less keeping with Glenn Price. Not sure what's up with him. As we know that he is... despite the fact that his results haven't really shown it, he's a top-end driver. Which, to be honest, might actually explain why we're keeping with him. Qualifying is not the race. See how I do against Simeon this time. Alright. Hopefully everyone's got their pit stops done. So 2:07 for Glenn. 201.1 for me. And, oh, got away nicely from Simeon that lap. Okay. He must have made a mistake. Javier in 20th place. Good to see. We rep Javi Army here. ESR's public chat moderator and meme master, along with Byron Dixon. Wayne's doing okay. Hopefully John's in a points playing position for the team, because we need big results like we have not had all season long. It has been terrible for DAKA ASP. Or DAKA. Give us more DAKA. We need more DAKA. Actually, we need a solid get good juice delivery, to be honest. I'm probably braking too early for this turn, but at the same time, I just don't have a good braking point, and it feels like braking too early would easily trump braking way too late. You know what I'm saying? Also, pretty decent lap coming here. James Butler now ahead of us, or ahead of me. So we got a big, I got a big fat Bentley to try to hunt down. And I've kind of ended the Simeon threat for the time being, so that's good. He can come back though. But he's run 202s each of the last 2 laps, so I feel good. Feel good about being able to hold him off. See, there you go. Another 6th gear that shouldn't have happened. Damn it. Yellow flag ahead. That's Wesley Stokes. And Glenn by the looks of it got into a tango. So, well, forget the Bentley. Might be hunting the other British car. Or, well, I guess there's 3, isn't there? Because there's the McLaren. I never think of McLaren as British. Like, I know they are, but Bruce McLaren was, of course, a Kiwi, so I don't know. I always think of McLaren as an Australian/New Zealand car. And I don't think any amount of like facts or logic will ever break that association in my brain. So 2014, not great. Let's see what Simeon did. 202. Okay, so still faster than Simeon though. About 0.8 faster, so that feels comforting. Knowing that even though I'm not happy with the laps, they are doing the job. And I'm really not... I mean, I said hunting down the Bentley and Butler and whatever, but I really... Like... I'm too much of a... I think I'm too much of a realist to really get into the mindset where I think I can hunt them down. Although, if they hit each other again, as I assume there was contact, that'll be interesting to see if that could become a thing. weakest field of the season, although between the server issues, couple late signouts, I don't know how much to read into that. I am a little bit annoyed. Like, the one thing that had me really annoyed outside of the server before this was there were 2 racers I was talking to about how they didn't have track medals. That was really disappointing. I mean, the track medal thing is not supposed to be day of. It's supposed to be something you get, something that forces people to practice and be up to it, so that we just don't have silly mistakes in the race. And the fact that I know a couple of people are doing them last minute, and then people are trying to use that as a reason, like, oh no, you need to take that away. I want to race. Or I can't race today. Well, that's being held against you officially. So I don't know. I guess lie is what I'm saying. But I don't know. It is going to affect people's reserve status. 2016. So even that one there with Simeon putting up a better lap time was 4/10. So comfortable in 18th, but I don't know. It felt like there was... I don't know who ahead of me I should be beating, but it does feel like... this was a better result on offer. I don't know. Christopher Streppin in the lead. So that answers the question. After the pit stop set out who was going to be in the lead, and it is the Bentley Continental of Cruise Line Express's Belgian superstar driver and championship contender, although the results have not been great for Christoph so far, so that is good to see him up there. He'll probably lap me before the end of this race, I think. He's what? 16 seconds back with 12 minutes to go. Yeah, one would think he's... Well, I guess he's got to make up more than a second a lap, or a minute. So that'd be what? 3 seconds a lap? He qualified, though. He did actually qualify 3 seconds faster than me, so there you go. He's probably going to lap us. Or lap me. Or I guess in this case, the us is not actually wrong, because he'll lap Simeon as well. Just checking my fuel. No problems predicted. Got that corner a little bit shaky. To be honest, I kind of feel like I probably should have upped the traction control a little bit. That might have been a thing. But like realistically, when it comes down to it, like the fuck up of this race, the story of this race is going to be that disastrous pit stop. Straight up. That is the talking point. Somebody a lap down up ahead of Glenn there. Lamborghini. Did the 6th gear thing again. And went way too deep into there. That's gonna hurt. Not super worried, but that did hurt. And so did that. Oh, come on. No kidding, no time gain. Jesus. So we're gonna do a 202 this time around. For sure. Big time advantage handed to Simeon. I always get nervous when Simeon's behind me. He famously punted me out of a lead in Mid-Ohio. Did it again at well, not out of the lead, but out of a decent position at Zandvoort too. Nice guy. Not trying to say anything negative about him. It's just like the luck of the two of us racing each other has not been good. So with him within 5 seconds of me, I'm not happy. And I'm not helping myself with that right there. So that was terrible. That may legitimately have been my worst lap outside of the pit lap. And he got a 2:01. 2:01 flat, so he's picking up the pace. So it's not only did I mess up, but he brought the fire. Fucking up a lot right now. Jesus, come on. Come on, Mike. Ugh. Let's get this on. Somehow, throughout all this, I'm actually catching up with Wesley, which I think might suggest that Wesley's car is a little knackered more than anything else. more than any kind of like actual pace advantage. Cannot get a decent lap right now for some reason. Maybe he's just overdriving the car, maybe. I don't know. Happened at the end of the other stint. So, I mean, you know, delusional driver talk. Maybe, just maybe, the tires are gone.
Something on the left.
But, that being said, I kind of doubt it. This would be a, to use a phrase a friend of mine uses, this is a picnic problem.
Thank you.
Problem is I can't remember what does picnic stand for. Problem in between chair and controller. That's the picnic. Basically player error 2024. So okay, at least I pulled 0.6 on Simeon that lap.
Commander, you received a new message at your private terminal.
And my phone wants attention. Probably just telling me a YouTube video is up. Stofmeel in second. So championship lead, pending potential penalties, to the Stoff. And, I mean, let's face it, if there's someone less likely to get a penalty than Mike Stofmeel, I don't know who it is. He is like the perfect role model driver. Don't use me as a role model. Use Mike Stofmeel. He is superior in all ways to me. Except maybe in commentary. Even that I don't know about. His commentary with the Academy was very well received. Catching up to some lap traffic with Guillermo Taylor's Lamborghini. The Argentine with the most un-Argentinian name of all time. But again, there are some Brazilian MMA fighters that definitely fit that description as well. Johnny Walker comes to mind. So Simeon got lapped this lap. 2:01.7, still pretty shit. Christoph is doing 3 seconds faster than me, basically. Well, 2.8 anyways. Of course, my only hope right now, really, to get higher up is fuel or penalties. Someone make a fuel mistake or crashes or picks up a drive-through or a stop-go. Checking my rear view for the upcoming Christoph Verstappen show, because Christoph is not the most patient man under blue flags. And to be honest, with Mike Stofmeel like within 10 seconds of him, I don't know if I blame him in this case. There have been other times when I have, but this is not one of them. Felt a little slide there. I'm going to up the traction control, I think. Because there has been a handful of moments that I've felt really uncomfortable with this car. Probably should be able to lap Guillermo before Christoph catches me, which will buy me a little bit of extra time to maybe stay on the lead lap. Ooh, Sector 2 yellow flag. See if the gap is closing. Gap is closing to James Butler, but not in the rapid function of a yellow flag. I wonder if Guillermo's getting the... Just out of curiosity, because I haven't figured out the actual, like, blue flag gap quite yet. I'm looking to see if Guillermo's getting a blue flag. Just because I'm curious to know. Probably not. Christoph's 1 second behind me and not getting a blue yet. Or, I just got a blue, but hadn't really been getting a blue. Should see him catch me on this straightaway. Oh, especially if I do that. I didn't want to go side by side with him into a corner that I don't actually have a braking point for. So we will get out of the way a little bit generously, shall we say. And headed to the final lap here with about a 7-second gap back to... My racecraft has actually gone up a fair bit this race. About 10 points. First time it's actually gone up, though. Also, I think I have a timing glitch there. Shouldn't have a problem with Simeon, but of course, as has been kind of apparent for a while now, also not really going to be able to catch. A little bit overfueled, actually. Looks like I'll be somewhere in the neighborhood of 10 liters left at the end of the race, so I was aiming for more like 5. So... Not that that matters, I don't think. But always looking to learn from anything I can. $5 liters is a little negligible, but I don't know. The second half of the race, I just used up a lot less fuel. It feels like, because it didn't feel like this was going to be like this low, because this is like, I guess it's a little bit over 60 liters still, but I don't know. So a little bit of mystery there. Terrible pit stop aside, clean race, 18th place pending any kind of last-second penalties. Probably won't come up there. Max Simmons fell back to 16th. And, yeah. And, yeah, race craft went way up. Wow, Christoph's really slowed down. I don't normally slow down that much. In fairness, probably proper. How I do the final, like the cooldown lap is not actually proper, I don't think. Mike Stofmeel, second place. Maxi Lentini, third. Not showing the checkered beside him yet, but I imagine he's finished. There is the stuff. Here to give greetings to race winner Christoph Verstappen, his prize pupil. There's Maxi Lentini's Porsche in the white there. Whoa! Okay, I feel better. Maxi did the same thing. I feel better. Do we not have any no fireworks going? People need to stop using the text chat. I think there are actually still some people racing.
Holy cow.
This was the cleanest race I think I've had in ACC, so it's coming along. But the pit stops are obviously a problem. The pace is a bit of a problem. So, I don't know. There's things. Pit strategy 1, thank you. Don't put the wets on. I'm not going to really say much about the chat because I think everyone's pretty much finished.
Hey, thanks for a great race, everybody.
Thank you. Good race. Think I got a target on me back though.
I saw you got kind of torpedoed there.
Yeah, 3 times.
Oh, well, feel free to take a look and report anything that needs reporting. We don't tolerate that kind of stuff here.
Only slightly against John.
So let's see here. Oh,
I'd like to thank,
somebody ahead of me
both
quits.
Wayne and also Castano Muniz for some fantastic racing, for clean racing, hard racing, and made
I think
it a lot of
I
fun.
think it's Wesley who
Thanks
left.
a bunch, guys.
So I think I can go through here. Christopher Streppen, Mike Stofmeel,
Yeah, thank you.
Maxi Lentini,
Alright, so
Enzo
we were able to race
Benvenuti,
side by
fourth
side through
place,
some twisty
and
stuff
Alberto
there.
Arjona.
yeah. We had
no
some-
damage.
There's no point in trying
I
to read
didn't-
these.
I never scratched the car.
Have a good night.
I got all up in the grill of all kind of people, and everybody.